Hello, my name is Indira Lanza Cruz. I have a PhD in computer science, specializing in the field of data science and artificial intelligence. I'm a member of the research group at Universidad Jaume I in Spain, which lead the Horizon Europe e-Diploma project. At the same time, our research group is in charge of implementing solutions with the aim of investigating the impact of novel technologies such as virtual reality, augmented reality, and artificial intelligence on enhancing education. Employing a co-creation methodology, the project seeks to engage key educational stakeholders such as teachers, educators, student families, course providers, and policymakers, as well as address their social interactions.
Yes, hello, I'm Margarida Romero. I'm a full professor at the Université Côte d'Azur, and our work is about the creative uses of technology. That means that we are looking from a socio-critical perspective how we can integrate technology in different educational practices from a teacher, but also from a learner perspective. And we are leading in the Horizon augMENTOR project, the Work Package 4, that is devoted to critical thinking and creativity as a way also to support creative pedagogies within the augMENTOR project, and also support the assessment of these competencies within the project.
Thank you, Margarita. Regarding to creative application of AI, creative application of artificial intelligence, from now I will use AI, represent a trillion frontiers in technology and innovation, transforming industries like entertainment, design, and marketing by generating art, music, and literature. These AI-powered tools democratize access to artistic expressions, empowering individuals to explore their creativity in unprecedented ways, and fostering collaboration between humans and machines. This symbiotic relationship is driving innovation and pushing the boundaries of human imagination, shaping the future of creative expression. Advancement in generative models have marked a turning point for natural language processing, generating creative image from text descriptions, as seen in OpenAI, ChatGPT, DALL-E, or the most recent AI tool, Sora, which allow high-quality video generation from a prompt or a series of basic instructions. Beyond the aforementioned application, generative model can also learn the grammar of software code, molecules, music, human voice, and a variety of other data types. These new technologies have become very useful tools for both students and professionals, promoting creativity and saving a lot of time during the creation process.
Yeah, our look on the creative uses of technology, and specifically on AI, started before ChatGPT, and then we got engaged in group work for the Ministry of Education in France, Scolia. And at this moment, it was quite strange for some of our colleagues in the Faculty of Education. It was like, oh, you are this kind of strange persons looking at AI, but AI is not such a thing in education, because there was so few elements, some intelligent tutoring systems, there some research projects, etc. Then there was not such a question in education. Then in a certain moment appeared in 2022 appeared ChatGPT, and boom, it made a big change in the discussions at the coffee machine, because now everyone is concerned by generative AI and how is this impacting the personal life of the learners, but also the teachers, and how we regulate these uses, what are the ethical parts of that. Then from this perspective, our work on the creative uses of AI has evolved And then before we were on supporting the creation of tools that were more specific. Now it's about also through more participatory approaches, then supporting teachers and pedagogical engineers and learning instructors, how to create activities in which they can support AI literacy and support the acculturation of AI that helps every teacher and the parents also to decide which uses of AI they consider relevant.
I agree with you. And however, creativity in the use of AI in education goes beyond content generation or digital art. It focuses on knowing how to use and adapt AI approaches and techniques to solve real-world problems in an optimized manner. As AI seeks to mimic human cognitive ability, this can be achieved through a variety of techniques, such as machine learning, natural language processing, computer vision, or recommender system. For instance, AI-powered tutoring systems can provide personalized learning experience to students by analyzing their strengths and weaknesses, adapting the pace and content of instruction accordingly. Additionally, AI-driven assessment tools can offer instant feedback to both student and teacher, allowing for more efficient and targeted learning intervention. Moreover, virtual reality simulation enhanced by AI can provide immersive educational experience that simulates real-world scenarios, enabling students to practice skills in a safe and controlled environment. The integration of AI in education has been an area of growing interest, especially in contexts of e-learning. Some popular applications have been predicting student risks of dropping out, student outcomes, or identifying which courses are not developing in an effective manner. Drawing inspiration from these cutting-edge technologies in e-Diploma project, we aim to redefine the quality of online education, where the creative application of AI emerged as a crucial component. In this regard, we propose to use AI for the creation of personalized and adaptive educational content, generating learning objects specific to the individual needs.
Yeah, and from this, what Indira has already developed on this potential of personalization, that is a big element, and I agree totally on this aspect that is about how we can model the learner, how we can model certain specific tasks to be supported through the systems is super important. That there's this work that is being done between computer scientists, learning scientists, teachers, in order to identify which are the tasks that needs to be supported. And it brings a very interesting aspect to the classroom, is that the teacher has a new tool that can support identifying what is the learner progression, what are the specific helps that can be provided to the different learners according to their difficulties. Then there's a huge potential for that. For going towards this direction, there's a big need on teacher education, both in initial training for the teachers and also continuous training for the teachers, and the development of communities of practices in which teachers can share and say, oh, I'm taking this tool and this is serving me to identify which learners have these different types of errors, and then organize the classroom, etc. Then this part about how we are taking advantage of these tools in order to integrate and transform the teacher practices is one of the key aspects of the integration part, because it's a transformation of the activity system, and not just something that is adding on the existing activity. We need to consider which parts of the activity we want to transform, and in which aspects of the classroom management and the progression, learner progression management, we want to integrate these technologies. Then again, teachers, I think, are one of the keys that we need to take into account when integrating AI technologies in education.
I am totally agree with you, Margarida. And now I would like to talk a bit about the e-Diploma project that seeks to leverage these technologies to enrich learning experience, from adaptive personalization to the creation of innovative educational contents. Among various solutions developed by our research group, specifically, my work focuses on artificial intelligence solutions, an educational content recommendation system for an e-learning platform. As the base of the e-learning platform, we will use Moodle. Moodle is an open source and widely used learning management system that has proven to be a versatile and effective tool in the educational environment. It facilitates content management, interaction between the student and teachers, and assessing the student progress. We offer solutions based on two perspectives, the student and the teacher. The student perspective aims to recommend content and educational resources tailored to the student characteristics and learning needs. On the other hand, from the teacher perspective, we propose to help optimize class planning and management of educational resources during the creation of or modification of a course. This is done through recommending relevant content tailored to the course topic, suggesting the most effective content based on past experience, and dynamically recommending activities based on overall course progress. It is important to highlight that the results offered by AI will be effective depending on the quality and the quantity of the data that fits the design predictive model. Therefore, in the initial stage of development any AI project, it is crucial to ensure the validity and the quality of the data in order to effectively prepare it for training predictive models. The recommender system we are developing and in a diploma project will use data from multimodal. Although the main data source for this system comes from users' interactions in models. The recommender system will use either techniques to suggest educational contents that is relevant to the student or the teacher. From the teacher perspective, the system will allow teachers to search for learning objects across multiple standard compliant learning object repositories using a simple keyword-based query. The system will assess the quality of the resource based on dynamic quality criteria that can be adjusted by the final users. In this sense, the teacher will be able to organize the recommended content based on its own quality criteria. The tools also can include social-generated features that show how an educational resource has been used in other courses, also by other professors. From the student perspective, we are designing a solution to adapt educational content according to the student learning styles. For example, if we analyze the input dimension, a student might prefer information conveyed through visuals, thereby being categorized as a visual learner, or they may favor information presented as a text or a speech, in which case the student is classified as a verbal or textual. This final objective is the creation of an adaptive and intelligent educational system.
Yeah, the approach on that, there's only one aspect in which maybe as a learning scientist, I will raise a concern, and there will be maybe the only point we are disagreeing is on this aspect of learning styles, because it has been something that has been discussed a lot on studied, not just discussed in the learning science, on the aspect that maybe it's worthy to have a learner model based on the task, but having like an attribution of a learning style as a generic characteristic for the learner could be something that could limit the way we address the learner. then I think it's something to consider precautiously, because there's some different studies which are quite critical on this consideration of the learning styles. And I think it's also something that, and I was also, when working on the first stages of the augMENTOR project, that was one of the things that from computer science our colleagues wanted to implement. Say, okay, let's classify the learners, and then based on that we will propose a certain type of resources or another. And I understand that from yes, from a computer science perspective, that could look amazing, that it's like, okay, let's identify the learners on different profiles and offer them which are what is supposed to be more adapted to them. But the learning science is showing that this such thing is much more complex. And then we are now on a more task-oriented profiling of the learner's progression, on this idea that learner's progression is a specific domain, a specific task, specific, and we need to consider this specific contextual specificity in order to provide specific hints and adaptive help to the learner, instead of offering them a different learning path based on the learning styles. Then maybe it's just a point in which maybe there's a different perspective on that. But definitively, we need to have a learner model. We need to have a task model. And from the augMENTOR project, there's this work on ontologies. Then in order to model these different tasks and these different aspects and characteristics, that is supporting the way the system will propose adaptive support to the learner.
Thank you very much for your advice. We will take in account, and we will keep connect in order to, you can help us. We need the view of educator to follow this path. On the other hand, we are also developing an educational environment based on virtual reality and augmented reality, in which we connect a series of sensors to the students that collect a large amount of data related to the interaction with the content, activities completed successfully, and the task that cause the greatest number of failures. We consider that the data pattern generated by this interface will be able to feed recommendation models and optimize predictions. Additionally, we also propose as a future work to include new type of sensor in virtual reality environments in order to recover new type of data that fits our predictive models. We would like to include, for example, motion and gesture sensors that can detect specific gestures performed by the user, such as raising a hand or pointing at object in the virtual environment. Gesture data can be used to understand the student interaction with educational material and provide real-time feedback. Also, we plan to use other type of sensor that can measure the user's psychological activities such as a heart rate and brain activity patterns. Biometric data can provide information about the student level of attention, emotion, and engagement during learning. Finally, we can measure the user body temperature and sweating, which can indicate the level of stress or discomfort during the virtual reality experience. Once this type of data is collected, various machine learning application and recommendation systems can be used to analyze and predict different aspects of the educational process. What do you think about this?
Yeah, totally. Fully agree on that. And I think actually there's a lot of work that has been done just on learning analytics coming from learning management systems and or other types of tools that are clicks on screen-based things. But all this multimodality on the data and how physiological data gestures and these other elements that are the kind of cues that the teachers in the classroom can detect. I think it's super important to enter this modeling. Then I'm super excited to know more about how you're integrating this part, because definitively I think it's something that is missing actually on the way learning analytics are considered, and especially the gestures, something that in other projects, in Maker, we are evaluating creative problem solving through educational robotics. Then this is very tangible and interactive way of using educational robots, and the gestures are telling us a lot on the process. Then these behavioral learning analytics are very important also in understanding the learner process.
Thank you very much for your ideas. I totally agree. And now I would like to invite the audience to visit our respective website or social media in order to find out more information about the e-Diploma research project. Please visit the website i-diplomaproject.eu. In it, you will be able to track our progress in the project, the events aimed at co-designing and development of innovative ideas, as well as the results achieved. Also, on the same page, you can find the reference to our social networks. Can you please refer, Margarida, about your...
Yes, and the same thing here. Then for the augMENTOR project, please visit the augMENTOR website, the augMENTOR project. This is an Horizon project, and there's an amazing work that is done by our colleagues, Maria, and other colleagues that are working on the communication part. And there's a Twitter account, Instagram, and many other initiatives as this joint podcast I have really enjoying to have with you, Indira. And we are really excited that all different deliveries and different aspects produced on the Horizon project are also shared through these different internet website, but also social media. That is a very important target for part of the learners and also new teachers.
Thank you. And in order to say thanks, finally, I would like to highlight that through the use of this type of technologies, such as augmented reality, virtual reality, interactive technologies, the e-Diploma project can offer an immersive and engaging educational environment. This fusion of AI and education aims not only to enhance the quality of learning, but also to address inclusion, accessibility, and sustainability. In summary, the creative application of AI in the e-Diploma project has the potential to revolutionize online education, offering personalized, stimulating, and socially inclusive learning experience. I would like to thank your attention and say thanks to Margarida for sharing with me this interesting intervention and for sharing your experience in the augMENTOR project.
Yeah, many thanks, Indira. A pleasure to have exchange with you about these two amazing projects on AI in education.